G'day guys, Ninja here. Got
How
Aaron on the table. Going to do a bit of an inner sanctum type of video. Just we're doing our weekly rub that we exchange with each other. So thought we'd have a bit of a chat and let you guys out there in YouTube land know what's going on in our business. We're trying to get clear about what's going on. Clarity has been our theme for the month, and yeah, so we're getting clear, and we're gonna tell you about what we're discovering.
100%.
So let's
It's all tied in at the moment, isn't it, Ninja, with our mission and where we're going, and it involves you guys out there too, YouTube land and our patrons on Patreon. You guys are all helping us on our mission, which we are getting more clear about.
Yeah. Well, I suppose first we really love making content. We really like. We've got a business here in Melbourne where we, in service to a lot of people, they get a lot out of what we do, like the deep tissue treatments, the exercise rehab stuff, getting people moving again, and like the actual one-on-one treatments we do with people. They get a lot out of that exchange because it's a little bubble where you can vent and you can kind of bounce things off. You can understand each other, and I think that psychology kind of work that we do, that is really valuable with people. We're wanting to expand that, get around the globe, and there's a lot of suffering going on around the globe, and we've got some really good solutions to that suffering. Like the physical pain that people are in, they haven't had solutions, they haven't been able to get answers. Like just by people watching our videos, there's mirror neurons firing everywhere. Just watching someone just getting their body worked on, you just know that that's a viable option to kind of get things moving again, get things to be able to heal themselves. So yeah, we really think we've got some valuable content. It's really serious content, but we kind of do it in a way where it is very personal, very human. We're just authentic, authentic characters that are just humans that just want to be heard and just want to be validated and want to belong to something and want to be in a tribe, and yeah, that's what we're kind of creating here, is this community of like-minded folk. Probably feel like you're a bit of a misfit in lot of times in your lives. Yeah, we're misfits, but yeah, when we're together, we're actually
Powerful.
Yep, very powerful, formidable team. So
Yeah, we're on a mission to just make this accessible for as many people all over the globe, and thankfully, the internet means that from a video perspective, it is. But we have realised that we want to make it in person too. So this idea of an international world tour, or even around Australia, that's something that we really want to bring to make it a real thing in the not too distant future. And that's why we're so thankful to YouTube and the people that watch us, and specifically our patrons on Patreon, because from a financial perspective, you guys are making this happen. So we're on a mission on the Patreon platform that when we get to 10,000 patrons, we will be actioning this, or might even be well on the way before that. But we're setting that as a bit of a target. So at the moment, I think we fluctuate between 500 to 700 patrons, around that a month. So yeah, by getting clarity on our mission, it's actually helping us get clear on what we need to do from a content perspective to actually help this. And a big part of that's been the way we've restructured our Patreon platform in the last few days, actually. So we've added 3 more tiers, I think. So yeah, we have a $1 US a month tier, a $5, a $10, a $20, a $50, a $100, and a $200. Okay, so the $5, $10, and $20 tiers, they're basically the tiers where you just get more content that's not on YouTube. And the $50, $100, and $200 tiers, we've created those as a way that you can actually really get to know us on a personal, deep level. Okay, so the $50 tier, you actually get access to an exclusive invitation-only live Q&A that we're going to do every fortnight, where you can ask kind of any question and we'll answer it live for you. The $100 tier, you actually get a personal video from us every month that's tailored to you. And the $200 tier, you get all of that, plus a live call with us every month. So pretty much a consultation, like we would be doing in person here. So yeah, we've developed some incredible relationships with people through Messenger or WhatsApp, just through them watching our videos. And so we wanted to broaden that, like we've developed some super close relationships with people just through them watching our content. So now we've actually got a framework and a structure where it's more accessible, because it's funny, like we've learned so much from people that have been watching us for our knowledge, but we've actually ended up learning a lot more from them themselves. So yeah, like what Ninja said, we've got skill sets and techniques and tips and ways that we can actually end suffering and help people that are in pain or improve their fitness. But it's just the interpersonal stuff. It's the connection. It's the tribe, the community stuff. And we were kind of talking about what a world tour would look like. And we're just thinking we could just set a date and a time and a place, and everyone rocks up, and we might have a heap of massage tables, and we'd run a big seminar on treatment, or we could organise a big sprint in the park, or a gym, like we all have a session in the gym together, whatever it is. It's, the stuff we'll be doing is important, but it's more just the connection, and that's what we feed off, and that's healing. The amount of times we've fixed people just by being around us and all being together, you can't quantify that stuff, can you?
It's priceless.
Yeah,
it's really cool. So yeah, I suppose we've done a lot of immersion type of experiences before, like kind of unknowingly. It's kind of people that have sought us out and they've been able to come and stay here for 3 or 4 days or things like that, or we've been overseas and we've just given everything we've got to people that from the psychology stuff, the nutrition, the programming, or the body work, but also kind of timetabling in stuff into your life and looking at what's valuable, things like that. So we do have a lot to offer. So yeah, what that looks like, when we tour, it might be seminars and workshops and different things like that. So so we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a lot to give. We have got some really serious therapy and and some serious healing is going on, even though people might be not looking at us that way. Like they're thinking that we're just jovial entertainers or things like that. But there's actually some really serious stuff that's happening. Because of this work and because of the principles and all the things that we've been evolving over time. So
I think that's why it is effective, because we do really serious work in quite a lighthearted way, where we're not clinicians. Even though we call ourselves practitioners, it's a lot less serious than that. No one likes going to the doctor. No one likes that smell or that atmosphere or just the feeling in those places. So we don't want to be seen like that. So that's why we are just ourselves. And like we're fully aware why people follow us on YouTube. Why people follow us on Patreon, but that's fine too, because we're very comfortable in our own skin. We're Aussies, and this is the way we are. This is the way we're born and bred over here, which might be, for a lot of people, I think it is quite intriguing. They're not used to that, and that's great, because that's breaking down barriers in itself. But we encourage the people that are here just to, get the visuals or to skip through videos to see if there's anything, juicy, for lack of a better term. But we encourage you guys to look deeper into our videos, dive deeper. Listen to the concepts, watch the techniques, listen to what we're talking about, because it's incredible stuff, and it's fine that you're here for the visuals, but why not get a bloody education along the way too? So we put it on you guys to have a deeper dive into what we've got to say. This is good stuff, Ninj.
Yeah.
Long time coming, this.
Yeah, so you can kind of see I haven't used any oil, so just working really slow and deeply and trying to tune in, I think, is the key word, like to tune into the tissues. How are they responding? Are they kind of let me in? Can I kind of change an angle or something like that to kind of hit the core of that scar or that block on an even more flushly, and then just wait on it. So yeah, that's part of it. Like you got to tune into that. So really slowly get into things and work the nooks and the crannies. So Aaron's been carrying a bit of a hamstring thing for for a while.
A few weeks.
Yeah, he's been saying that's the reason I've been beating him in sprints. Or he's just beating me. So we're.
What happened in the last rep?
I think it's like I like.
It's 5.5 to 4.5 at the moment.
I reckon you can go 4.6. I'll give you it. We do 150 metre races each week, and he gives me about 7 metre start. So I'm 20 years older than him, so it's not too
good,
bad.
man.
But we go fucking hammer and tong at it. We go flat out.
Yeah,
and
I've never run so hard in 150s because normally you just, I don't know, because you're racing against yourself, you don't push as hard. But because, I don't know, man, it's been brutal.
Yeah.
Like, it's been nuts.
150 metres is an awesome distance because you're sprinting as hard as you can, but there is still tactics in it as well. And like I'm saying, I'm still learning, even though I've been sprinting and running for 35 years, properly. And I'm still learning because I felt like I had this really good run. Like I got to like the 120 metre mark of 150, and I was thinking I was Ben Johnson. Like I was thinking I'm going to put my hand up in the air like Ben Johnson.
He literally wanted to put his hand up.
And then in that moment, I was thinking that I felt that I stopped running as fast. I just sort of relaxed a bit, and then I heard Aaron coming up on me, and I go, "Oh shit!" And it was just that lapse that. Made it just neck and neck, and then, he probably pipped me.
Oh, nin.
So it's, continually learning, and, I just know that when I run my best, I'm a chance of winning off that mark. And, but it is a brutal distance, and you don't realise just how brutal it is until the next day you're trying to get up.
That was so funny. Are you guys sore? We're all out and about.
Is it just me? Yeah.
Oh.
But it's like, we encourage people 150 metres,
Ultimate test.
Yeah, barefoot, grass, and just handicap it and just figure out over a few weeks just, where you're at and then just try and keep it happening. And we've been doing 2 150s a week, one round one way, run round the other, so that we're balancing our body. But that's how we kind of... Close to the end of our session, we've been doing a couple of 150s, and it's just awesome for the body, the mind, the spirit, because you get everything out of your heart and lungs, your feet. Everything is just getting maxed, isn't it? Really,
Yeah.
like for a sub 20-second effort, really, isn't it? So it's
it's just because like. It's speed work, but as soon as you hit that 110 metre mark, the lactic kicks in so much that it just becomes such a grit, doesn't it? Like you want a head wobble, you want to lose your form because you just gas so much, especially if you're trying to beat someone or keep someone at bay. It's a great test.
Yep. Yeah, so lots of mind stuff comes in because you got to really concentrate on your own running, but when you're chasing people down, what are you concentrating on, or... Like with Aaron, like when he used to be a lot noisier, and that was like the thing because I could kick. Always had something I could kick. I don't know. I was going as hard as good, but you can still kick somehow.
Yeah. When
you hear someone coming up on, breathing down your neck, so to speak. So I was always kicking, so I was winning most of the runs. But then the last, since we've been doing this challenge,
I'm a mute.
Yeah. So what have we done? 5 weeks now, I think it is.
Yeah, it's 10. It's 5.5 to 4.5.
Yeah.
Because the first one was a dead heat, and then I pipped you, I think. Yeah.
I think they were both dead heats.
Well, they're both dead heats.
They were close, close. But anyway, when you were, since you've been quiet, I've been in the dark.
Every time I get near him, it's like he forgets that I'm coming after him.
So it's along with our theme of clarity, isn't it? I'm in the dark now. He hasn't. I can't understand what's going on behind me because I can't have eyes in the back of my head. So I want to put a bell on him. I can figure out where the hell this bloke is in relation to where I'm running. So that's one thing we're doing, and
Yeah, our training in general, the lifting and the sprinting, we're just doing this because it's winter over here in the Southern Hemisphere, so it's pretty grueling, it's cold, the feet are numb on Friday nights when we sprint, and then last night we had our lift, but we're just, we're proud of what we're doing at the moment because it's not pretty, it's ugly, it's what some people would consider boring, but it's just grit work, We're lifting super heavy, doing weighted upper body work, like weighted dips and pull-ups and heavy deads, heavy squats, plus this sprint work and gasser work on a Friday. And it's what we know works, but it takes guts, it takes discipline, and it takes accountability to have your mates there supporting you. But like what we've been speaking about lately with training is that when you've got enough runs on the board, with any practice in life, like we've spoken to Scotty about this with meditation, but for us it's, lifting and sprinting, and for me personally, it's golf as well, but it takes time to make it spiritual. For the first few years of a new skill, it sucks because you're learning it, you're failing, you're struggling, you don't have your form. But I think with anything in life, when you put time into it and become a master of it and become proficient at something, anything can become a spiritual experience where I guess you're kind of in flow state. And I think we're just proud that the things that we have chosen that are our things that we get that experience from are things that are conducive to a really healthy and functional life, which is, the physical training, So, encourage everyone to find something where you can be in flow state and get a spiritual experience out of a practice, and try and make it something that's, functional or in alignment with living optimally.
Yeah. Yeah, we choose the hard stuff, don't we? It's the bang for buck kind of stuff. So it's going to do some lower glute on you. So it's not glamorous. It's not, and don't even do the circuit stuff so much anymore.
Nah.
That's sort of more the beach muscles, isn't it? Sort of we've stripped it right back. So it's deadlifts, squats, pull-ups, dips, and sprints.
Yeah, it's just old school strength and speed, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're just doing like minimal sessions. But I think what we've done as well, we're kind of doing 4-week blocks or 5-week blocks, and we kind of want to really hit it like the spring and summer with a really strong foundation, a real base of work that we can just launch from. And
you can probably talk about our other word for the week or the month has been challenge.
Yep.
As well, and we've actually put it on all our staff members. I'll let you elaborate on that.
Yeah, so we put challenge is the word of the month, so we can change that to wherever we want to make it. But we put a physical challenge on our group, on our business. So it was to everybody in the business to be able to get through what we think is the basic strength requirements of a human. So it's something that I came up with years and years ago, but we said we want everyone in December to be able to double their body weight for a deadlift, 1/2 your body weight for a squat. For girls, we said
1.7, double body weight deadlift and 1.25 squat, I think.
1.25 squat. So a little bit less. 20 pull-ups for guys, 10 pull-ups for girls, 50 push-ups for guys. This is straight without stopping, and you can stop in a plank type position, and 30 push-ups for girls. And we want to do a heavy dead ball over the shoulder, so with your own body weight, or if you can kind of really do the 85 kilo, which is the heaviest we've got, like how many can you do in a minute, and get through our basic sprint session. So it's a bunch of different sprints leading up to a couple of 50-meter sprints, and then 2 150 flat out runs, and 3 Judds, which is 3x3 shuttle run things with 3 different paces. So really kind of messes up your heart and lungs because you're not getting that steady state happening. So so that was the physical challenge. So we kind of threw it out there, and then it's sort of we're just sort of seeing how people go about it, and so are they reaching out to community? Are they forming little groups? Are they doing regressions and things like that if they can't even do one pull-up? So it's sort of
how's everyone attacking it, you know?
Yeah. So we're big on the little phrase, the optimal development occurs on the border of support and challenge. So sometimes you kind of throw out a challenge, but you kind of know that they need support as well. So it's very hard to kind of exercise alone. So the sprinting stuff we're talking about, the grind in the gym we're talking about, we would not do this by ourselves. Not to the same intensity, not to the same degree, not with the same consistency. We kind of critique each other. We make each other accountable, all those different kind of things as well. And so it's just part of being part of something, being part of a tribe, that it's meaningful for us. So,
and the tribes, we're trying to make each other better.
Yeah.
Like it's a challenge. It's really tough, but, you're going to get a skill set out of it and knowledge and understanding of how hard you can push your own body. And, the way we've structured it is we've given out a few dates in December, just before our Christmas party, before Christmas, where we're going to do all this testing. So another one of our big quotes that we love is long-term fulfillment over instant gratification. So, we've set this challenge out, and we set it about 2 months ago. So it's going to be like close to 8 months. So, if people can actually create some habits that are going to be geared around hitting these targets, they're habits that are going to be ingrained for a long time. So, it's, we're not a massive fan of 6-week, 8-week challenges, but we know that they have their place as a way that you can break the cycle. But we think an 8-month challenge, that ingrains these things. And, the start's going to be hell for a lot of them. But once they hit that spring mark here, September, October, they'll be flying.
Yeah, because I think with a lot of 4, 6, 8-week challenges, the Biggest Loser type of things, a lot of times people are signing up for the next one again.
Yeah.
I know the thing with the Biggest Loser, most of those guys 12 months later are actually way more than what they did before the start of the Biggest Loser. It's the same with all the challenges. They're sort of trying to, hit themselves or something like that to kind of punish themselves for all the food they've eaten and things like that. There's sort of there's punishment and feel good about losing weight, but then kind of just go back to the same habits because they've still got the same problems. They haven't kind of dove deep in to see what the reasons are under it. So they don't understand. They don't have clarity. So they haven't dived into the stuff that's hidden, the darkness type of thing, and sort of seeing okay, what is the association? What is the connection? What is the link? Why do I kind of drink? Why do I eat this stuff? So you might kind of go back and see that, I was happy when I was having fish and chips with my family or something like that. So there might be something you can kind of see that with fast food, or, I'm just making some stuff up, but there might be something you feel happiness, you get, and you feel that connection, but you kind of, you're searching for that happiness again. And so there's a connection there, but once you kind of work out that it was, you felt happy when you were with your family or something like that, well, when you're connecting with people, so why don't you find out a healthier way of, connecting in, but where you don't need to kind of be damaging yourself or poisoning yourself type of thing, or doing something that's unhealthy. So you can go for walks, you can, play games or whatever it is. You don't need to, do something that's poisonous, So exercising is a really great way of doing things, And I suppose with food, you can, have smoothies and acai bowls and all these other different things. You can drink chai, that, doesn't have that same sort of addictive or detrimental effect on our body. So Aaron's got a fair bit of curry in We get to every Friday and say, fuck, I didn't
mate,
work on
3
that
weeks.
again.
Oh.
Yeah.
I felt like as the session goes on, it's absolutely fine, but just the first few warm-ups, I'm like, ooh, a big warning shot across the bow.
Big steel cable in here.
Oh, man, that's got plenty.
So there's a good flush. Therapeutic. Yeah. So that's important that we tune in. It's not going beyond your boundaries. It's all right.
It's good though.
Need it right in there. So what's some other things we're going to do? We're going to do we've done a bunch of videos for Patreon to clear up the tiers, but we're also going to do other things for our website, to clear up exactly who we are, why we do it,
our services,
what it is we do. So we're clearing everything up.
Yeah, clarity, organisation, I think it is, just tidying the edges,
Yeah.
Our website, we feel like our socials and our YouTube, Patreon's going really well from a structure point of view because we've got Leo working for us and Mikey helped us out on that stuff whilst he was here. But our website was a bit of an issue, like in terms of we just didn't feel like it directly represented or reflected who we are.
Yeah.
So we've been working with Leo and Scotty as well. Scotty's kind of our contact therapy man. He's come on board as a bit of an online strategist for us, which has been
business
amazing.
Coach now.
Business coach, yeah, which has been incredible. We've got all these amazing people in our crew. But yeah, I guess from a service point of view, what we're going to be offering, we've categorised it, haven't we, Ninja?
Yeah.
Into bodywork, coaching and physical training. And then within those buckets, you've got the branches of our business. So bodywork, obviously that's our signature bodywork, like what Ninja's doing here. But from that, you've got this stuff, which all our practitioners do, but we've also got, the contact therapy that Scotty does or the kinesiology that Ash does. So yeah, it's physical bodywork, and the physical training, that's more the one-on-one personal training, the lifting, the sprinting, and then a new thing that we've probably, a lot of us have always done, but not framed it in this way is coaching, so coaching someone with not just the treatment side of things and overcoming pain and talking about pain management and injury management and all that stuff, but also life coaching and business coaching. Like I think a lot of the principles that we know have crossover to a lot of areas of life. And I know, like Ninja, you've been counselling and coaching people through hard times for a lot of your career.
Yeah.
But it just gets framed in the bodywork stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah,
But we wanted to really open up at that as an official service because people probably don't realise that we do offer that as well because we've just been doing it through the vessel of the bodywork the whole time.
Yeah.
So but just making that clear online is important because just because we know doesn't mean it's getting reflected in that way at all. So
so it's sort of helping people to understand where their blocks are and clearing it out.
It's the same as our treatment, isn't it?
Same kind of principles apply and getting organised, timetabling things in, figuring out what's important. I think even like doing that values determination, the Dr. John D. Martini process where you kind of ask yourself a bunch of different questions about how you feel your space and how you feel your time and energy, your thoughts and things like that. It's just like a snapshot of who you are today and what's important to you today, what you want to import into your life. So what you do, it doesn't lie. It is a really honest, true reflection of, what's important to you and, what matters. So I think if you can kind of understand that in yourself and you can understand that in others, and people have different, they have reasons why they are the way they are, and it's because of their history, and the way they've perceived their history, and that sets up your habits and your work ethics and your belief systems and things like that. But it's sort of when you're getting stuck and blocked and you're not learning the lessons and things like that, it can be because you're not, gaining perspective on things, or you kind of the narrative that you've been running on certain events that have happened in your life. If you could just go into those darker spaces where you kind of just see resentment or infatuation, and then have a look at some different angles on it and ask different questions about it, like what opportunities come out of it, what did you learn from it, or what path did you set off because of that thing, then you're going to have a different mindset around it, and you can actually move forward because you're not attached to it being rigid and that's just the way it was, So often Buddha says attachment is the source of suffering, and we kind of know that, attachment in any kind of way, whether it's to a concept or attachment onto your bone, where the tendon attaches on, that can be where the suffering kind of originates from. So so understanding this kind of stuff, and you can kind of navigate through anybody's stuff and yes, have a better life. So we're all here to have a good experience, and like if we can reduce suffering because we understand things better, we create flow. Yeah, we lose those attachments, then we move forward. Things can be filled up, like the cup is full when it's attached, things are attached, it's rigid, it's the way it is. If you can empty a bit out of your cup, then new things can flow in.
Yeah. So. And I guess like it's not that bad to have attachments and to suffer from it. Like I'm just thinking about, it's the suffering that makes us realise the triumph as well. So
it's the contrast.
You could think about it as like a sports team or an attachment to a sports team.
Yeah.
You're going to suffer losses. You're going to suffer the pain of defeat, but it's that pain that actually makes the winning all the better too. Yeah. So I just think it's a bit of a romantic thing to think that you're not going to have any attachments in life, because I don't think you can
not have suffering.
Yeah, you want to suffer because you want to, last night when we're lifting, it's hard, it's suffering, but you just know it's for the greater good. How you perceive it, and acceptance, I think too. Like if you think all suffering is bad and you don't accept it, then you're not going to be able to push on from that, eh?
Yeah, well, another kind of thing on suffering, like the definition of passion is to suffer.
That's a good one. I forgot about that one. Eh?
So if you kind of know who you are and what you're about, you're willing to suffer for things that are important for you, but things that aren't important, you will not suffer. You just give up on it, So it's like, that's the thing with health. People just give up. They won't even try because it's not important. So if you can kind of change what's important, what's valuable to you, you kind of realise that health is important, and being free, in your movements, and being able to be physically capable, be able to run, be able to jump, be able to lift things, be able to play with your kids, whatever it is that's important to you, then you're going to, turn the radar onto something different, You're not just looking for excuses, which reminds me of the outside in versus inside out concept. So when you're kind of, I'm not saying that either one is bad or good. I'm just saying that a lot of times we're blaming our environment, So, and environment is an important thing to look at, because it's, if it's wet outside, you've got to, change what you're doing a bit, or drive differently. But a lot of people are just looking at the environment only and blaming others, blaming the situation, blaming what's happened for the current kind of state of affairs. But if you can kind of look inside and look at ways that you can kind of do little bits and pieces to better yourself and change your own situation, that really empowers you, and that's where the real change occurs. Because like the outside environment, you can't actually change that. Or you can remove yourself from it and things like that, but you can't change the weather. So so if you can kind of do a bit of both, look inside and look at what you can change, be honest with yourself, and then adjust your things to the environment as well, then you're going to have a better
I think it's especially important for those that are stuck in some area of their life to just get a mirror and stand in front of it and say, what am I doing to contribute to this suffering? Am I pointing the finger at too many external things? Aren't I taking responsibility for the way I'm acting or the things that I'm doing that could be causing this? Because I think there's a lot of people out there that do the finger pointing more than the looking in the mirror. So, like you said, Ninj, neither one's better or worse. But I think, if anything, people are a bit more geared at the moment in society to point the finger rather than to look in the mirror.
If you're just doing one.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you're just doing reflective, you're just doing internal stuff as well.
You're
getting smashed by the environment, So it's important to be aware, That's the way life is. It's a duality thing. There's not just you can't just have pleasure. You don't know pleasure unless you know pain, type of thing. You don't know light unless you know dark. There's a contrast in life that's, they're there all the time. So there's always, if there's meanness, there's kindness. There's generosity and stingy.
That's the amazing thing about about religion, whatever religion you've got, or you believe in the universe or a higher power, a higher entity. I think no matter what you believe in, each thing sorts you out. You know, whatever lessons you're not getting, you'll get the lessons. You know, God will give me a lesson, or the universe will give me a lesson. To make me see what I'm not seeing, or to upgrade me, up level me. You know? So it's so important to, you know, like we say it all the time. When we're going really good and we feel like we're flying, we'll try and find ways to humble ourselves, or look for areas that we're not going so well in. And just the same as if we're feeling a bit down and struggling in some areas, you look for areas that you're doing really well in to balance you out. So
look how far we've come.
Yeah, zoom out a little bit. So you're never really going that bad, you're never really going that good. But yeah, don't get too swept up in your triumphs or your defeats, because you got to look for the opposing stuff. Oh, this is so good, Ninja. I miss this stuff so much.
Yeah, so it's sort of like you got to get into reality, isn't it? If you're kind of living in a fantasy land, if you're just searching for a one-sided coin, you know. Like I was watching this little thing about Viktor Frankl and his story. He wrote the book Man's Search for Meaning. Have a look into that. But what part of what he was doing in his life, he spent time spent time in a concentration camp, thought he was going to die, lost his family, his kids and things like this, but he actually survived. And he just had these epiphanies while he was in there. They could take away all these different liberties from him, but they couldn't kind of take away what was in his heart and his mind. So he just had these real enlightened kind of moments while he was, you know, very deprived, naked, and all these different things. He's, you know, all the things that were important to him were taken away, but he survived, and he you know, helped out lots of people in the world because of this thing. But he was really pushing for a statue of responsibility. So he said on the East Coast, we've got the Statue of Liberty for freedom. So we need to balance that up with the Statue of Responsibility on the West Coast. And so part of what I suppose he was saying is, if we're programming society, just have freedom, but you can't just have freedom, you need to have responsibility in order to gain that freedom. So you need both. So, you know, that's a source of suffering, is trying to attain the unattainable, change the unchangeable, things like that. So you can't have, you know, a one-sided coin. Everything's got balance, everything's got perspective. So
it's great. It's incredible concept, isn't it?
Yeah. So lots of this stuff we're talking about. I suppose it's good to just ponder it, listen to it, you know, spit it out if you don't like it, but try and chew it up a bit and swallow it, and then
digest it.
Yeah, digest it. Because my little phrase I really love is harvest the wisdom, and you can kind of listen to different people that inspire you, and what happens is your subconscious works on it. So you can kind of get some concepts and hear them, and they'll mean a deeper and deeper thing to you the more you kind of understand that concept. And it happens when you're, you know, cleaning, or you kind of, you know, you're just having your meal, or, you know, you're kind of resting. It's not happening when you're distracted. You're kind of on your device. You're kind of busy like that. It's when you're slowing down. It's when you're stopping. It's when you get sick or something like that. That's the time we can harvest wisdom. So that's another important concept. We're promoting movement and exercise and that, but we're also promoting rest, recovery, recuperation, regeneration, you know. So you can't just move and expect things to heal themselves up, because, you know, they need time to knit together, and to, you know, the nervous system or whatever it might be to wire up stronger.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sometimes the dishwasher has to clean itself.
Yeah.
To be able to work better. Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, man, how are we going with this hammy? Is it getting a...
Oh, it's what the doctor ordered,
This is a Jimmy Watson special, I reckon.
Jimmy Watson?
Jimmy Watson.
What's Jimmy Watson?
From 1999, he was teaching...
The therapeutic?
Yeah, therapeutic. Yeah. Jimmy, if you're out there, thank you, man, for teaching me stuff.
The gouge.
The gouge, the double thumb gouge. He used to chew his fingernails so short so he could just do this double thumb and just plough on through the old adductors and the hamstrings and the calves. They just, Johnny Hilditch, you know, you're out there as an osteo doing all this amazing deep work, you know, late 90s to early 2000s. So, and yeah, it's still alive, mate. It's still going. I'm still doing it.
We're going to pass it on forever, Ninja.
Yeah. Anybody out there, look at our courses. We'll show you how to do it in very comprehensive detail.
Yeah, we might have a little introduction to bodywork course coming out in the next few months too, where you can learn some really basic massage stuff that we do. So you can do it on your partner or your mate or your family member, your kids. It's part of our mission of Getting Clear is to get this stuff accessible to people all over the world. So if we can teach not only practitioners but the everyday person to know how to connect with someone's pain, how good's that?
And we've already got it in the form of fix it yourself.
Yeah, you do
so
it
you
yourself.
don't even need another person. You can just do so much of this kind of stuff, innovating, you know, with your stuff from your kitchen, from your workshop, you know, screwdrivers, wooden spoons, rolling pins, broomsticks. We show you how to use all those kind of things that you can just find around the house and, work into your own body in this same manner, the same principles, and, get it done.
Good chat, Ninj.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah.
So, you know about our mission now. We're getting clear. Thanks for everyone who supports us and subscribes to us, and you know the ones that financially back us too on YouTube and Patreon. Yeah, it's bloody amazing. And go to Patreon, have a look at what we've got to offer now. If you do want to get to know us a lot better and deeper and see some more content, we encourage you to join a tier that you think resonates with you. And I guess just from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for being a part of our journey.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, appreciate all the support. Yeah, helping us keep doing what we love doing is making content and helping more and more people, reaching more people. You know, lots of value in our concepts, our stuff, our methods. So if we can reach more people, we're going to help more people. So yeah, that's what it's all about. So
Awesome. See you next time, mate.
Done.